This video is not for CAD users. This video is for people who are responsible to make sure their business is sustained. What can management expect from a technology, and why are you not getting it? There is no hit and miss with this one. This business requires now skills, information, technology, because it's getting very hard out there. Greetings from Tuka Talks. When I started the company, we used to have training sessions, not just for the operators, but for the middle management, one full day seminar, and 1 hour seminar used to be for the senior management, C-level people, so they know what to expect from the systems. And the middle management to know what to do with the information and how to get that information. I'm sad to say some of the new changes that people made within their own management is slipped through cracks. This video is not for CAD users. This video is not for people who do the work on Tuka system. This video is for people who run the businesses, who are responsible for P&L, who are responsible to make sure their business is sustained. What can management expect from a technology, and why are you not getting it? And if you need help, all of you know that Tuka Tech was built on one thing: unlimited training, unlimited support, unlimited consulting, and unlimited engineering. I'm a mechanical engineer. You know what the language of engineers is? Doesn't matter which country, which ethnic background. It's called drawings. Engineering drawings. You give me an engineer drawing, I'll build you the equipment, no matter where in the globe. A pattern must have that quality of engineering drawing so that nobody has to ask a question. We have something called cutter's must or pattern card. Most of the people will sit down and try to make a pattern card after the pattern is made. Which patterns, which trims, which buttons, which zipper. Only the pattern maker knows all that. That's why it is now the responsibility of the pattern maker to make the pattern card. This pattern card is built in the system. It is married to your style. The moment you say pattern card, it has the attached preview showing there. It has now the list showing, I made this pattern, I need 2 of this, 1 of this, 1 of this, 2 of this, and so on. This is the shell, this is the lining, this is the interlining, there's a contrast. One style, one file, all the information gets transferred automatically to this Excel sheet. You know how many times I've seen a pattern is made, a sample is cut, then a sample is sewn. There is a QC person measuring the garment to verify if the garment is made to the specifications. Are you doing that? Well, if it is, stop it. Because the objective was to verify at the CAD level if this pattern is going to make the garment to measure the way somebody has requested. And those capabilities are there. You need to make sure that you do not cut a sample unless you have somebody verify that the measurements of this pattern are exactly what the person has requested the garment to be. I'm going to take an example here. Somebody says this is denim or this is knit and this is going to be washed. I'm a pattern maker. Okay, so somebody comes in and tells me the shrinkage on that one is 5 and 3%. Well, I add 5 and 3% and make the final garment out of that. And they measure it after washing it and they find out the garment is not measuring the way it was. What do? We go back to the pattern maker. Hey, you need to make the adjustment. No, you will never solve the problem because you don't know. Maybe the person who tested the fabric did not test it right. Maybe the temperature was not right. Maybe the duration of wash was not right. To solve any problem, you need to get to the problem, find the problem, solution will be staring at you. We are creating a pattern, which is a 0, 0 pattern. What is the 0, 0, 0 pattern? A 0 shrinkage in X, 0 shrinkage in Y, and 0 seams. Because all of those are process-related changes. Once the process is finished, this 0, 0, 0 is my final measurement of the product that I wanted. So you must start with that 0, 0, 0. I made the pattern, and I added the shrinkage. So you see this report here? It shows before wash, after wash. I can just print this Excel sheet and give it to the QC person. Step number 1 will be I cut a garment, I sew a garment, and I measure from this before wash measurements. I will be able to either find out if somebody did cut it on the lines, somebody did use the same folders for the seams. If it measures to what I am supposed to have this as a before wash measurement, I'm okay to send it to wash. If not, there's a breakdown somewhere in the process. Maybe I don't have the same folders, same machinery in my sample room. So we must make sure that before wash measurements are measuring exactly this. Now we go and wash it, or whatever process we were supposed to do, measure it again. If it doesn't measure, it's not pattern maker's fault. It's the shrinkage value that was added based on the information given. There is no hit and miss in this one. This is a nonsense where add 1 more inch and add another one. No, this is precise. That's what engineered product is. You want to get the first sample and you want to get that approved, and you got to get that right. The only way to do that is engineer your process. And it's not going to happen from pattern makers. It has to happen from middle management and top management. And if they don't know the process, this is not the business for them. This business requires now skills, information, technology, because it's getting very hard out there. You can't wing it. All that information is available on the systems, and all the information is translated by adding 1 more page and 1 more page and 1 more page to the same Excel. At any given time, any one of us within the company can open that Excel file and see where do we stand. Pattern is made. Yes, this is the grading. Sample was done. Fabric was booked. All the information we needed is there. Do you have it? If you don't have it, you need to have a Tukatech person come in and help you get that established. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I've made a lot of friends by helping them grow and use the information that can help them grow in the business. I'm going to now talk about APM, Automatic Pattern Making System. Do you know why I made that software? For people who know nothing about pattern making. During my travels globally, I found at least 50% of all CAD users making patterns just for estimates. So this particular software was developed so that the person sitting as a merchandiser who knows nothing about making patterns, a guy who's representing this company sitting in front of the brand people or their office in New York, they're given a new tech pack. Hey, can you do this? And what do we have in tech pack? What is that style? And what are the measurements? Sometimes they even have what we call the grading information of what the measurement should be in each size. This person sitting in New York office can open his laptop, open this APM, put in the information for basic grading, what is the basic seams, click a button, and the pattern is made in the graded sizes. And if you have what we call the Smart Mark system, sitting there in New York in the lobby of the customer, just send to your system a costing marker. And within 5 minutes, you now have the consumption per size with the whole report and the list. 30 minutes later, you're quoting. Do you think that's a dream? No. So I'm going to ask you to look at APM now for a different thing. Quick fix. Take the APM, choose the product that you are making, similar product, basic product. When you make the garment, look at this. We made this garment, but the system generated an engineered pattern with all the measurement lines, with all the information. And now I can call this this is my jeans block. I put that into my block library. And from there, I create styles from that block that I will create. But every time I do that, my process will be so simple, I don't have to make a garment to see if it's going to fit, because my first pattern, my master pattern, is a fit block. All I'm doing is making new style lines. My garment is done. The power of engineered blocks will help you double your productivity, I promise you. Double. Or if you're really, really suffering, to reduce my staff by half. This is maybe the reason why some of these people are sitting like this and do not want to share or do not want to do it. Because I've seen it too many times, too many people at the ground floor or the middle level protecting their jobs. You are the only one responsible to make sure that you stay in business. Call our people to have a meeting with your people and see where are the gaps and how do you move forward. I'm happy to help you. Have a wonderful, wonderful start or restart. And that's the way I see it.
Thanks for listening to this discussion presented by Tuka Talks. If you found something in this conversation insightful, we would love for you to click the share button and send this episode to a friend.